Hi, friend.
Hi, friend. Are you ready?
Ready for what?
To level up.
Okay, girl, let's get started. Hi, friends. Welcome to another episode of Level Up with Raman and Alysha.
On today's episode, we will be talking about a really funny topic. We'll be talking about how men just do not understand women while we are on our period, or let me rephrase that: men underestimate periods.
Yeah.
And I don't want to say all men, because there are those men that do understand it, and they know, like, us women need our chocolate and our space
and
cuddles and like a hot
heating pad
on our tummy. So there are those. So we are not generalizing for all men, but what we will say is most men underestimate periods.
They do, and they make really rude comments. Like, I don't know if you remember, at our old company, one of us was freaking out or something. I can't remember what the situation was, but this guy, his name was Robert, and he was like, "Is it Shark Week?"
Robert.
Do you remember that?
Yeah.
And I was like, "What the heck is
It's
Shark Week?"
Oh my god.
And when he explained it to us, I was like, "Are you kidding me?"
Honestly, every woman once or twice or at least 5 times, I'm gonna say, have heard, "Are you PMSing?"
Yeah, and
we've all heard it, and I just want to punch them in the face.
That's not okay.
Because sometimes you're not PMSing, you're just being a bitch.
Well, or sometimes you're just being a woman. I think men don't seem to understand that women have hormones. We are emotional. We're sensitive. We feel things. We go through things. We do a million things that go along with those emotions. Mm-hmm. Women are amazing creatures that, honestly, we express differently. Some of us are a little crazier than others. Some of us are bitchier than others. But guess what? That doesn't mean we're less of a human being.
Yeah. It's not like, I guess women get underestimated a lot by men because they don't understand the whole hormone thing.
They don't.
Like, they have like one level, I'll say, of hormones, and
it's either angry or happy.
Angry, happy,
and hangry.
Hangry.
And
that's
horny.
A real one.
Sorry,
and horny.
We forgot horny.
But it stays consistent. It's not like, a certain thing in my body happening is going to make me feel differently, which is what happens to us. Like, women's hormones are like, what is that thing called? Like a chart that goes just up and down, like literally. A stock chart.
Like, it's like your heart rate. It's like our voice memo.
Yeah, it's just like, it's like your heart rate going up and down constantly, different beats, and it's never consistent. I would love to say, as women, our hormones are consistent and constant, but they are not.
They're not.
We are all over the place, and that is okay.
It's definitely okay to be that way. And any woman that, if you have someone that makes you feel bad about that, don't. Own it. You know what? We're who we are, because yes, we handle and process things differently when it comes to dealing with life. We also have a maternal instinct naturally, so we just take care of people. We're always doing something. We're trying to achieve the best we can. We're trying to hustle on the side. So
the thing that pisses me off is the whole, like, "Are you PMSing?"
Totally.
I
don't think that should be an appropriate question to ask.
So what?
But I also don't think anyone has the right to ask you that.
Yeah, I do think people and men and everybody needs to move away from saying, "Are you PMSing?" because we might get really mad.
Yeah, you better run the other way.
The most annoying part is when we're not PMSing. Yeah. And then you ask us and I'm like, "No, I'm just being a bitch because you are being an asshole." Like, no, I'm not on my period. But you know what? Like, women bleed literally constantly, and I feel like, and it really made me realize when I like tried to explain it to Tim, and he was like, "Oh, it's like a paper cut," and I was like,
"You're bleeding for 7 days."
I was like, "I don't think you understand. Like, we bleed constantly."
Bleed for 7 days.
Yeah, 2 to 7 days, like, constantly. It's like having a cut and then not having a Band-Aid over to stop. I mean, yeah, we have like our Band-Aids, but you know what I mean? It's still constant. It's still something we have to deal with. And I have to say that growing up, I feel like I was guilty of kind of having that little like men's mentality, because having a period, like, all women are different. And I feel like now I'm at a point in my life where I really see that and I understand that. But I didn't really understand that growing up. And that's why I feel like, obviously, the younger guys in, like, elementary school or whatever, I can see them still being like, "You're on your period." But I never got, like, cramps growing up, right? So for me, like, periods were not, they were like obviously annoying, but there wasn't any like physical or emotional difference that I really saw in myself. I was just like, okay, yeah, I get my period and that's about it. But as I grew up, I really saw the change in myself. So I grew up telling everybody like, oh, I don't get cramps or I don't get emotional. And all I saw was like my friends getting emotional, saying I need chocolate. There's like people who eat a lot when they're on their period. There's people who can't eat a lot at all when they're on their period. So there's so many different things that happen.
I've even heard people go to the hospital.
Yeah, people have gone to the hospital. They like can't get out of bed.
It's like excruciating pain.
And I feel like I didn't understand it. Yeah. I was like, really? Is it really that bad? Like, I get a period too and I don't feel like that. So I feel like that's how probably men view us, you know, when we're on our periods. But now it's like what we said about hormones. Yeah. The hormones change, your body changes. We progress in different ways, and like now I get cramps.
Exactly.
Now I get cramps. Now I'm like, I've noticed I'm so emotional when I'm on my period, and sometimes I'm like, who am I?
Right?
Yeah. Like,
or you eat a certain thing or crave a certain thing or act.
I feel like we've all heard it, right? And it's annoying. Us as women would like to speak up and say, we are not impressed. And we don't like hearing that, you know, like, are you PMSing or are you on your period? Like, whether we are or not, it should not dictate kind of like the outcome that's going to happen.
Exactly. Yeah. Makes complete sense.
If anything, you should be like, would you like me to get you something? Would you like a chocolate bar? Would you like a donut today?
Exactly. Just be a little more understanding and aware. And I think that's all we asked for. Like, this was supposed to be a fun podcast, but I think our feminism came out, Raman and mine, because we're just like, it's not okay. We don't sit there and ask men, are you masturbating today? Like, we don't ask sensitive questions.
But it's like, even if they were masturbating, that's like pleasure.
Yeah.
For us, it's pain.
Exactly.
Right?
But I'm trying to think of the most thing that they would be embarrassed by.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's something like men don't admit when they're in a relationship.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just like their ego, maybe. Who knows?
Maybe.
But you have needs, right?
Exactly.
So as women, we have something we have to deal with every month.
And it's
just
not
like your
even
needs to be accommodated.
And it's like not even something that's a choice.
No.
Right? It's a part of our life. It's a part of who we are. And you know what? Like, without us getting our period, there wouldn't be more people in the world.
You wouldn't be here, buddy.
You wouldn't be here. So you need to respect your mother, your sister, your daughter, your friends, your girlfriend, your wife when they are on their period. It's like I feel like we could go on punking men.
So we're not going to do that. Just be aware. Okay, guys?
Yeah, just be aware, and especially in the workplace, like don't say these things to your colleagues.
Don't be macho.
It's not appropriate. Don't say it to your girlfriend. Try to be a little bit more sensitive next time to her period. Maybe buy her some chocolates or some flowers, or you know, kind of do something for them, because it's not easy. There, like we mentioned, there are some women that can't even get out of bed when they are on their periods. Like,
all joking aside.
Yeah, all joking aside, they can't even get out of bed. Yeah. They can't move. They can't like go grocery shopping or do a lot of walking. Some people have really heavy flows. Yeah. And you know, we've all leaked before. Like, it's an uncomfortable thing for us to go through as women. That's something that men will never understand. Yeah. I always think this to myself. I'm like, the one thing like a man will never understand is the wake up and run to the bathroom. Literally.
Before it all comes out.
Nobody understands that except women.
Literally. I don't think any guy will ever understand that. So guys, just be aware.
Yeah, be aware, be sensitive.
Educate yourself, ask questions. Not inappropriate questions, but if you really want to know, ask questions to your better half, your sisters if they're open to it, your mothers. Yeah, it's better to be in the know,
or the internet.
Or instead of avoiding that aisle all completely at Shoppers Drug Mart, just ask the questions.
Yeah, I feel like there will still continue to be a lot of men out there, especially like younger boys, I guess, not men, that are childish. Immature. Let's be real, childish, immature, It is something that comes in time as well and with maturity, but there will be still a lot of boys in school. And if you're in high school or like middle school or at a younger age and some punk ass kid tells you, are you PMSing? You know what? Punk them back.
Yeah, you have every right to punk them. The other thing is, I also want to bring to surface is, along with a lot of females that do get their period, let's not forget about the countries that don't have access to pads or the resources or the funds. So if you are traveling or you're in these types of countries, you know, I highly recommend, like in third world countries like India, Africa, wherever it may be, if you can carry a couple of extra pad boxes and like packages in your suitcase and leave some in the villages and stuff, I think that would be really helpful. I know Switzerland just announced that women's toiletries for, you know, feminine products will become available.
Bless Switzerland, right? Winning everywhere in life right now.
Amazing. So
I know we've had that discussion come up in Canada for a couple of times, like whether feminine hygiene products should be free or even like tax free or just reduced. Like, I don't think men understand that
costs money.
Pads cost like at least $10 a pack. Tampons are $10 a pack. Then we also have to buy panty liners. Yeah. And then we might have to buy Midol.
We have issues. Pads or Advil.
Like, and there's just so much. And the chocolate and the food, like, it is an expense. It is, you know? It's not just having to go through this.
No, it's hard, guys. So be aware.
Be aware. And I think that was a really, really great idea, that if you are going to third world countries, even going on like your all-inclusive vacation,
Dominican,
just take some, like, you know, I'm sure there's space in your suitcase. Like, take some extra pads with you. It'd be nice and like great to hand that out to women there. I'm sure they would be really appreciative as well and grateful. But yeah, so we didn't mean to punk men, but, you know, just want to kind of throw that out there. But thank you everyone for listening to our podcast of why men underestimate periods. Definitely. But we kind of hope that us as women can stay strong and proud of our periods. Yeah. And you know what? It's something we have to go through, and I'm not going to be ashamed of being on my period. Like, no, I am on my period. Like, leave me alone.
This is who I am. I am a woman. I bleed.
Like, we have no control over our emotions, and stop blaming yourself for feeling these emotions, because I feel like people can be like, why are you being like this?
You know, Raman, sorry, before we end this, I have to agree with you on that. Yeah. I, as a younger female, used to complain all the time that I had a period. Yeah. And as an adult female, I am so lucky to be a woman that has a period, that can bleed and have the things I have today. Exactly. We are very lucky to be females.
Yeah, absolutely. And next time someone tells you, like, why are you feeling like this? Proudly be, I'm on my period. I'm emotional. I'm a wreck. You want to deal with me? Deal with me.
Get at me, bro.
Get at me, bro. Exactly. Because do not blame yourself for the emotions you feel, because we do not have any control over it.
Agreed. Well, with that being said, everyone, I hope all our females out there, if you're having a tough week, take it easy, have that piece of chocolate, and have that glass of wine if you need it. Just relax.
Know that what you are doing is important and valuable. And this is a part of us being women. And you know what? Men just haters gonna hate.
Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Level Up with Raman and Alysha.
If you guys have any comments or inputs or experiences that you want to share of your significant other not understanding periods,
we want to hear them.
We want to hear your stories. Shoot us an email at ramanandalysha@gmail.com. And if you're not already following us on social media, follow us on Instagram and YouTube at Level Up with Raman and Alysha.
Bye.
Bye.